joined today. Tom, your host, South Omaha Speed, and we got my friend Donnie Watson. Friend of mine. How long do you know each other, Donnie? Years.
We were just
30 years?
Yeah, I think probably 30 years.
30 years.
25 was 2000, so that's really strange to me that 25 years ago was 1999, and it's way longer than that. So it's probably 30.
30 years.
Or a little bit more.
And you've always been into cars and motorcycles. I initially met you through bikes.
Bikes,
motorcycles.
absolutely.
But as we get older, we more gravitate to cars more because
Yeah.
we get older and things hurt more. But appreciate you bringing out your 57 Chevy.
Yeah.
I've seen this at a lot of shows, and we've talked and seen each other at the auto show and everything. And I always love the stance, the look. And I know this was your dad's car, and I'm looking to hear all about it and tell your story. So thanks a lot for joining today.
Hey, you're welcome, man.
Yeah.
Dad bought this car 1982.
Right up the street.
Right up the street. Yeah, bought 3 blocks this way, I think.
Benson,
Yeah,
Nebraska.
we're in Benson.
Old Town Benson right now.
Just hanging out. He picked this up, like I said, 82. I was 10 years old. Parents had just separated, so I don't know if it was, midlife crisis, whatever. His whole thing was he was going to flip it, I think, try to make some money with it. Bought it for $400, which is crazy to me because it's a California car, 0 rust.
You pointed out earlier the only spot of whole rust.
Yeah,
the whole thing is
well, we ain't talking. We're not going to talk about
on
that.
the inner fender.
Yeah.
I was like this little,
just
like
a little
hole,
spot.
It's like a hole the size of a quarter.
Yeah, and you couldn't even find that. So.
That's awesome. She's clean. She's solid.
Just beat up. And that's what I like about it. It's
got the new
just
rub
shiny
off it.
enough.
Yeah.
Back then it had the stock stance. The interior was already done the way it is now. So it's, the diamond tuck.
That's beautiful.
Diamond stitch interior.
Yeah.
Not original paint, but was probably painted in the 60s, is what I'm guessing. 60s or 70s is where I'm.
Is that original color?
It's original color. Was a V8 car. Had a 283 Power Glide that we ended up. Transmission started slipping, so he was going to put a different transmission. Well, he's like, well, if we're putting a transmission in, we might as well put a different motor in. So we had a 400 small block sitting there. So we rebuilt that in early 90s.
You helped him, and you guys worked together
90s.
on that?
Yeah,
That's
we're
awesome.
just
That's
getting together.
Awesome. Yeah.
He'd let me hold the flashlight. You know how it is.
He yell at you. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I know exactly how it is. Right, Wolf?
Right.
He knows.
He knows. So rebuilt that motor, dropped that in. So 400 small block, like I said. Wanted to look all original still, which I kind of have kept that look.
It looks great. Yeah.
Underneath, which maybe we'll get some shots of later. In 1982 to in 2021, when I got it out of storage, there was 400 miles put on the car.
The whole time.
In 40 years. So.
And you put most of them on.
And I put a few on because we just
So story. I heard a story.
I would take it out in the cool. When it was at night, I could take it out and drive it because it wouldn't get too warm at night.
Right.
And I would, if you're not beating on it, you're just kind of cruising around. So when he'd go out of town on vacation, I'd sneak the car out, which I don't know. If
hey,
you do or
what
not.
kid didn't?
Right.
Okay. What kid didn't sneak a car
absolutely.
out?
So, I don't know. I mean, that's really it. He started. The car parked after that. He would start it up once a year, maybe twice a year. He'd move them out. He's got a couple 57s. He's got another 57 he bought when he was 18 years old, out of high school before he went in the Air Force. It's a 210 2-door post that he's had all his life. I still own the car now. He passed a few years ago, but so obviously I have all the cars, but. So I've always grown up around the 57s. So
right.
This one didn't get driven a lot. This one, it was a nicer car. Like I said, when he bought it, it needed a full rewire. Everything was wired up to the amp meter. There was 0 fuse box in it, anything else. So we always joked about it was a waiting for it to have a fire waiting for a place to happen or something.
Sure.
So he had a bunch of parts, so he rewired it because that's what he does. So I'd show you some of the wire nuts around it, but I took all those off because, guys rewiring things in the 80s, they put house wire nuts on stuff and everything's the same color.
Right.
So I've redone a lot of that, but really from there, I got it when he started, like I said, his health started kind of going down and his eyesight was going away, and I told him I wanted to get this car out, and it was just buried in the back garage. And I finally did in 2021, after COVID. We went over there and cleaned it out, drug it out, brakes were locked, drug it out on the trailer, got them freed up, took it home, had it running. That was in July. I brought it home July 2nd, had it running a week later.
driving under her own power. First time in 30 years. Woohoo! It'd be a real bad time for the brakes to go out. Time to work on the brakes.
Redid the brakes.
There's nothing like getting you working on the brakes when the motor's running. You're like, I gotta get this brake.
Absolutely.
Right? When you know the motor's bad,
Absolutely.
like the brakes, like, but when you hear that thing running, you're like,
Yep.
let's go.
100%. So
absolutely.
Kind of documented some of that, the first run, and then I got a video of it pulling out of the garage for the first time in 40 years. So that was fun. A buddy of mine, Matt, helped me out a lot. That blue 61.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
Good guy. So you got it running, you're driving it, your brakes are done.
Yeah, so we got it. It's just kind of the way it looked, washed it, drove it around a little bit, just be like, oh my gosh. Started kind of, you go 3-mile drive.
Oh yeah.
8-mile drive, and then a 15-mile drive. So then we finally got up to where we could go to Keystone on a Wednesday night. So we drove it up to Keystone bar up there on I don't even know what street. Anyway, over Keystone.
Yeah, Keystone.
So got it up there, drove it a little bit, and then decided that winter I wanted to do disc brakes on it and tubular control arms. I already had bought all this stuff. It was all sitting in the garage with it. I bought it 10 years before. When I told the old man, I was like, I wanted to work on his car.
Right.
When he was still we're gonna do it together.
Right.
So I had started gathering parts. Anyway, so that winter, tore the whole front end apart, did the front suspension, front brakes. Didn't want to go power, so just went with the Corvette master cylinder that's just still manual. Just feels great.
You bet.
And
are the wheels magnesium?
No, if you think they are, they're magnesium. If you have to ask, then yeah, absolutely. But no, that's PB Blast or graphite spray.
Okay. I've heard of that trick, man. It looks great.
You can bleep that out of the video, but
hey,
what's cool is it does just kind of, like the back ones, were sandblasted wheels, so they actually look a lot better. The fronts were newer, or these are brand new, so they were clear coated. I need to actually have Wheel Tech, this location we're standing at, work on them. I'm gonna have Randy blast all the clear off, just so they're just a rough finish again. The next year they'll look like the rears, so you can actually kind of polish it. It's actually kind of fun, and if you don't like it, shoot some alcohol on it and water, and it comes right off. You can wipe it right off. Do whatever you want to do. We chatted a little bit earlier. I kind of wanted to keep under the hood stock-ish looking, so it still looked like could be a 283, it could be a, just 350, whatever, you wouldn't really know.
Yep.
So it's a 400. Yeah. So.
My old man told me one time we were out at Jambers, and Wolf, if you remember the story, and you told Todd has a 57, and he had a bunch of before he painted it maybe the first time or something, had a bunch of dings on the fenders.
Yeah.
Almost like hail damage, a little slight. It's from people putting their elbows on there, leaning over. Is that right, Dad?
I don't even understand how you could even do that, because.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's what the Wolf told me one time. You know what I mean?
I know. We make the jokes when it hails. Yeah.
Over time, I guess, just years and years of leaning over, working on stuff, and kids, and.
Right.
Before we take it for a ride, Donnie, I saw there was a jacket inside.
Yeah.
Old Car Club jacket. Let's talk about that a little bit, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah.
Let's take this thing for a run around the neighborhood.
Absolutely. Yeah. Dad grew up a few blocks over this way and bought the car over this way.
Man, we gotta go check these sites out. We gotta do it.
This was father-in-law dug this out.
So it's in the family, on your wife's side, your
Wife's
side.
Absolutely.
Car family.
Old Rakes Car Club here in Omaha.
What a treasure.
But just he pulls the coat out. It's been sitting, obviously hanging in their house, and they used to smoke back in the day, so it's a little bad. I like to take it to car shows, and I drape it over the steering wheel. I got the Rakes plaque. He had the original Rakes plaque from when he was in the car club.
You bet.
Obviously, the club's not around anymore, but I still kind of run it. We've talked about that with your jacks.
You bet. You bet. What do you think? Should we take this thing for a run?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Tommy,
Yes, sir.
we need to stop and get gas. Is that all right?
Yeah, let's do it. Heck yeah,
all right.
brother. Let's go, man. I'm
Cool.
cruising around.
Yeah.
There's nothing like the feel of an old car. You know what I mean?
The feel or the smell?
The wraparound windshield, everything's metal.
Yeah.
Love it. Ooh, that's nice. Let me get that for you, buddy.
Oh yeah. And you know the best part about not having shiny paint? I can just set that right there.
Sure.
Ain't nobody gonna mess with it.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, man.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
You want to shoot a cool car on this corner. The opposite corner is an airport car, 6-door.
What?
Look at that thing.
Wow.
A buddy of mine owns that.
What is it? Is it a Buick? Chevy?
I think it's a Buick.
It's like a 60 or 61 inch.
We'll come back
62.
around that
Yeah.
way.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. That's a 88.
Olds, man. Big olds.
So
It's a
that was
9-door, dude. Dang, airport car, you say?
Yeah. Where do you get 9? Where'd you go to school?
Glove box, gas
Okay.
door.
All right, I'm with you. So.
That's what my old man calls 4 doors. He calls them 9 doors.
Oh, I got you. So this was my grandpa's. My grandpa's parents lived here. My great uncle lived here for a long time. My uncle lives here now.
Wow.
So, again, just kind of all the history that's around here.
You bet. And your old man bought the car, what, a couple blocks from here?
Yeah, he'd go drive by there.
In 1982?
82.
82.
Yeah.
Year I was born.
Yeah.
Donnie, thank you so much for taking the time today, brother, and sharing your car with us, telling the stories, that passion you shared with your father, and keeping that going. What a great car. What a beautiful day. Thanks for taking the time. Johnny, thanks for coming on the big camera. And we got the wolf behind us. He's over there, the mystery wolf. And we appreciate him coming too. I think we think there's a meal in the future here.
Oh, yeah.
He usually comes along and we're going to eat. So we appreciate you joining today. Thank you so much. We'll catch you next time at South Omaha Speed. Tell your neighbors and friends.